So, every great founder starts with that light bulb moment, right? That amazing idea. But turning that spark into something people will actually pay for, well, that's the real trick, isn't it? And that's exactly what we're going to dig into today.
You've got the vision, maybe you've even built a prototype, but now you are staring down the big, scary question. How do I actually sell this thing? It's the wall so many amazing ideas slam into. So today, we're going to build a playbook, piece by piece, to help you clear that wall.
To do that, we're going to follow the journey of a founder named Manzi and his startup, Agroid. Now, this isn't just some boring agenda, okay? Think of it as the actual map he drew to get from a great idea to a business that really works. And it's a map you can use too.
So our story kicks off with Manzi staring down his first huge test. He's got this awesome service for farmers, Agroid. But here's the thing. Right now, it's just an idea. He's got to prove it's a real business with, real sales.
This is where this whole idea of test selling comes into play. It's not about just throwing something out there and crossing your fingers. No way. It's a planned, strategic mission. This is where the rubber meets the road. That moment you find out if someone will actually open their wallet for what you've built. And it only works if you have a solid plan.
Okay, so right off the bat, Manzi has this huge light bulb moment. He realizes he can't use the same pitch for everyone. I mean, selling to an individual farmer is all about personal trust, local demos, and simple, relatable language. But for the big cooperatives, nah, it's all business. They want structured negotiations, formal presentations, and cold, hard proof of value. One-size-fits-all just isn't going to cut it here.
And that big realization, it leads him straight into the next crucial phase. Instead of just rushing in, he hits pause and starts preparing. He gets that a great launch doesn't start on launch day. It starts way, way before anyone even picks up a phone. This is all about mapping the terrain.
And just look at this checklist. It shows you he's not messing around. Before he even thinks about spending a dime, he's listing out all his assumptions. Like, who exactly do I need in my team? What tools are non-negotiable? WhatsApp, mobile payments? And how are we actually going to deliver this stuff on time? You see what he's doing? He's turning all those fuzzy what-ifs into a solid, actionable plan.
So to make his strategy even smarter, Manzini creates what he calls his 4 maps. And honestly, these are like his secret weapons. One tells him who to partner with. Another identifies the key decision makers. The influence map shows him the right order to talk to people, which is huge. And the access map points out the best way to even get in the door. See? He's not just winging it, he's got a treasure map for making sales.
And here's another super smart move from Manzi. He looks at what everyone else is doing. He notices that, hey, a lot of competitors are using village demos and radio ads. And instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, he just kind of nods and thinks, you know what? There's probably a good reason that's working. He's still going to innovate, for sure, but he's smart enough to build on strategies that are already out there winning.
All right, so he's got his maps, he's done his homework, now it's time for the main event, turning all that prep work into a real, honest-to-goodness sales playbook. This is where the strategy becomes action.
So for the big guys, the cooperatives, he boils it down to a super simple but really powerful 2-step strategy. Step 1, build relationships. Don't just charge in and ask for the boss. No, start with the junior staff. Make some calls, visit in person, build a little trust. Step 2, pitch and propose. Once you get that meeting with the big decision makers, you nail a quick 10-minute pitch, and then, this is key, you follow up immediately with a simple proposal. It's all about building momentum.
Okay, so what about the individual farmers? For them, his strategy is split in 2. First is the acquisition plan. The only goal here is to grab their attention. We're talking radio jingles, posters, live demos, anything to get them to look up. But look, attention is great, but it doesn't pay the bills, right? That's where the activation plan comes in. This is all about turning that interest into a sale, using things like personal visits, SMS reminders, and training.
Okay, the plan is solid, but a plan is nothing without the right tools to pull it off. So this is that part of the story. The montage scene, where our hero builds his arsenal of marketing materials. This is the stuff that's going to carry his message. And the absolute cornerstone of that entire arsenal is this little paragraph right here, the positioning statement. Think of this thing as his North Star. It perfectly lays out who Agroid is for, what it does, and most importantly, why it's a better choice than anything else out there. It's basically the source code for every ad, every brochure, every single message. And what's so cool about this is that it's not some kind of marketing magic. It's a formula, literally, a template you can use.
You define your target market, you state your category, you spell out your value proposition, you name the competition, and then you hit them with your differentiation. What makes you special? See? Any founder can use this exact framework to build a killer message.
And here's why that is so important. Because he has this one super clear message. Everything he creates, every brochure, every radio spot, every WhatsApp message tells the exact same powerful story. That kind of consistency is what builds trust. It's what makes people remember you.
All right, the playbook, it's written. The marketing arsenal, it's built. Manzi is ready. He's at the starting line. This is that moment the whole journey has been building towards. This is where theory gets put to the test in the real world.
But wait, before he pulls the trigger, he stops and asks himself two incredibly important, kind of tough questions. First, what's the absolute most I can afford to spend to get a single customer? And second, how long is it actually going to take to make a sale? Answering these two things beforehand is like setting the rules for the game. It's how he'll know if he's winning.
And he doesn't just guess. He crunches the numbers and lands on a hard target, 3,000 Rwandan francs. That's not some random number. It's a metric, a line in the sand. It means any marketing effort that costs more than that to sign up one farmer is either broken and needs to be fixed, or it gets cut. Period. It's that simple, that focused.
Next, he gets real about his sales cycle. He knows an individual farmer might say yes in a week, but a big co-op, that could easily take 3 months. So, why does that matter so much? One phrase, cash flow. Knowing this timeline means he can manage his money so he doesn't go broke while he's waiting for those big, slow checks to come in. That's a classic startup killer right there.
And this, right here, might be the biggest takeaway of this whole story. Test selling isn't a one-and-done thing. The launch is not the finish line. It's the starting line of a loop. The loop goes like this. You execute your plan with confidence. You measure the results with brutal honesty. And then you pivot, you adjust your plan fast. That cycle, that's the secret sauce.
Okay, so let's do a super quick recap of the core building blocks here. You've got the sales strategy, that's your master plan. The acquisition plan, that's how you get attention. The activation plan, that's how you turn that attention into a sale. And all of it is held together by your marketing collateral, which just repeats your one big promise over and over again.
So there you have it. Manzi built his playbook from the ground up, and we've just walked through every single step. The steps aren't complicated. The formula's right there. Which brings us to the final question. It's the same one Manzi had to answer, and it's the one every single founder has to face eventually. Your playbook is written. Is it ready for reality?